Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. So, about a year ago, I made a video where I said it was time to look at Tesla against the other ICE automakers. Not EVs versus EVs, because here Tesla is king, but Tesla against the other automakers, including their ICE business, as Tesla has just entered the top 10 list in 2021 of the most profitable car companies, even though they only sold 936,000 units in 2021. And I predicted that Tesla would even beat Ford and GM in 2022 in net profits, and that was exactly what they did. But now we have all the numbers from 2022, so let's make that exercise one more time and see how Tesla did against the 12 biggest boy in the industry, and see if we can find who is actually the most healthy car company on the planet. And let's see if we can predict where this is going in 2023 as well, because Tesla is gaining in the overall car market and has become something we have never seen before in the car industry, as I predicted a year ago. So let's check it all out and let's dive right in. So let's start by looking at units sold, because here Tesla is still the small one of these automakers. Tesla did grow with about 375,000 units from 2021 to 2022, where most of the others here were down. Only Tesla, Mercedes, Ford, and Hyundai Kia Group grew in 2022 in unit sales, and the rest was down. But Tesla is still the little one. Then let's look at revenue. Here Tesla is still the second last, as it was last year. But it will no doubt beat Nissan this year, as Tesla was only about $1.3 billion from Nissan's revenue last year, even though Nissan sold 2.5 times more cars. But unit sales and revenue doesn't mean much if you don't earn money on what you sell. So to see if these companies are actually healthy companies with all their millions of unit sales, let's take a look at the bottom line, their net profits. And here we did find Tesla at the number 8 place in 2021, but in 2022 they did climb 2 places as predicted, as they beat Ford and GM in net profits and were in 2022 the 6th biggest car company by net profits in the world. The thing the short sellers said Tesla would never be: profitable. But now they're the 6th biggest car company on the planet when it comes to net profits. But one place Tesla shined in 2021 was net profits per vehicle sold. It was only Mercedes that was better in 2021 than Tesla, but in 2022 Tesla took the crown. It was the car company that had the most net profits per car sold in the world. And it was only the 2 German luxury brands BMW and Mercedes that do not make any mass market cars that comes close to Tesla's performance. The rest of the industry does not make a lot of profits per vehicle they sell. And look at Ford there. Even though they grew in unit sales, they are in the last place. Ford loses about $468 in net profits for every vehicle they sell. So what profits? Tesla earns more than 20 times more net profits per vehicle they sell than Ford, if you can even make that calculation, as Ford's profits is in minus. And this is not EVs. This is on all Ford's 4.2 million cars sold. So when we look at this list, it's not hard to understand why Tesla's price cuts are affecting the whole car industry, as no one is used to earn as much money on selling cars, even ICE cars, as Tesla is on selling EVs. So you can see here that they only earn $1,000 or $2,000 in net profits for every vehicle they sell. So they can't just go out and lower all their models with a couple of $1,000 because Tesla does, because then their profits will completely disappear. So looking at net profits per vehicle, Tesla is the number one automaker in the world. And that is because Tesla's net profit margins are the highest in the industry. Here Tesla sits at number one spot with 15% net profit margins. Again, only BMW really gets close, and the rest of the car industry is struggling just to get to half of Tesla's net profit margins. But then let's take a look at the thing that really matters. The true health of a company is operating margin, what it costs to keep the company operating, which Tesla also said at Investor Day was something Tesla would focus on to make even better. But as you can see, Tesla is already industry leading. Number one automaker in the world when it comes to operating margin, 17%. It's actually 17.7%. But as Tesla spent 3 hours at Investor Day talking about how they have cut cost in every aspect of their business and therefore become more efficient and cost effective as a company. So this will probably go up as Tesla scales even further, while all the others will probably go down with all the expenses they have with their expensive shift to EVs, and at the same time lose their profitable ICE business. Yes, they don't earn a lot of profits on their ICE business, as we just saw, but that only means it will hurt them even more just losing $1,000 per vehicle, as their ICE business will fall even further. But the reason Tesla can do so much better in operations is because how the company is run. They are extremely capital efficient, and it's not just how fast they can build the cars compared to the competition, or the cost of materials and the scale of economy, and that the Model Y is cheaper for Tesla to build than the Model 3, but cost the customers more. No, they are all helping, of course, but it is also how Tesla run their entire operation, like the R&D spending. To minimize the expenses, they minimize the numbers of projects they run in parallel. So that is why Tesla is taking it one model at a time, where GM wants to work on 30 different models at the same time and get them out on the market in just 5 years. So they use a lot of expenses in operation to get a lot of models out, but they don't get a lot of units out to bring back some money to the operation. Very different of how Tesla does it. And Tesla has their own operating system. And I'm not talking about the operating system in their cars. No, the operating system that run their whole company. Almost all of it is made by Tesla themselves. So it does not cost Tesla anything else to get another 100,000 employees, for example, as they don't pay any license fee for software per employee they hire. And the software they use to hire people is also made by Tesla. All of this gives Tesla a competitive advantage that the others can't even copy, as they are not software companies. They can't just go out and write their own software. They have to go and buy it from third-party supplier, adding to the cost of running their business. So they can't get as efficient in operating margin as Tesla is, because Tesla is fully integrated, not just with their cars, but also with their tier supplier and all the software that run the companies. So Tesla is not just cutting cost on the car production. As I said, they're cutting cost on every single part of their business. Every single part. They have completely restructured the way they even run the company, not just how a car is manufactured. But all of this is why Tesla can make the price cuts right now, as the cost of operation is coming down, not just in manufacturing, but in all the many legs of their operation, and why Tesla is the most healthy automaker on the planet, especially if we take into calculation that Tesla has basically no debt, and all of the others have billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars in debt. And Tesla is so efficient that Tesla has only spent $28 billion to get to where they are today, and only expect to spend $150 to $175 billion to get to their end goal of 1 terawatt hour of energy storage. That's a big business. And 20 million vehicles. That's a big business. And expand their own cell production and service and charging infrastructure. And that's a big business. Remember, all of the other guys are only trying to make EVs. They have not built out a charging network of 45,000 superchargers across the world at the same time, but Tesla has. But Tesla believes they can spend this $150 billion with the income they generate over this decade, where in comparison, someone like Ford is investing $50 billion in electric vehicles, so twice the amount that Tesla has done over the last 14 years. But they are losing $22,000 on every EV they sell right now, and their ICE business will truly start dropping off a cliff this year. So where will Ford find all this money, except from more debt? And someone like Volkswagen have said they will spend close to $200 billion in EV investment over this decade. Money they don't have. And as we know, they are one of the most indebted companies in the world already today. And as you saw on my chart here, and their operating margins is less than half of that of Tesla. Legacy automakers are not healthy companies. They are constantly fighting to not go bankrupt. Actually, a funny little fact that many people don't even give a second thought is that Tesla's financial systems is among the best in the world, and why Tesla is the first automaker in the world to have their earnings report ready. Because everything within Tesla is so efficiently built up and run on their own software, and Tesla will even come out with their earnings report 1 week faster here for Q1 than they usually do. So we can't really look inside the financial of Tesla or GM and all the other guys, but the speed of the reporting kind of gives us a little peek into how efficient the company's financial systems are. And Tesla is among the fastest. And the others have a long way to go. Just like Apple sits on like 80% of the profits of the smartphone industry, even though they only sit about 20% of the market share. Tesla sits on something like 90% of the EV industry's profits, as it is basically only Tesla and then BYD with a little bit of profits on their pure EVs, so Tesla might only have 20% of the EV market share globally, but they sit on something like 90% profits. They are the most healthy car company on the planet, and they will only get better. And I still believe Tesla here in 2023 will become the most profitable car company on the planet in net profits, as I also predicted last year, as the others are losing their profitable ICE business and are spending more money on their EV business that at the same time is losing the money. They will all shrink in 2023 is my prediction, and so will the profits. But Tesla is becoming the company the world has never seen before, as they will with their maybe 2 million cars sold this year, and their energy business I talked about in my last video make somewhere from $17 to $20 billion in net profit this year is my prediction. So I think when 2023 is over, Tesla will be the number one in all the metrics that matters, and eventually get the units sold as well. But as I said, a company we have never seen before, as Tesla will, with only 2 million units sold, become the most profitable car company on the planet. And yes, they did grow in 2022 and climbed the ladder of the most profitable car companies on the planet with 2 places last year. But I think Tesla will grow so fast this year that it will take the last 5 places. But time will, as always, tell. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.